Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chat and Channel Sessions. If you're new here, my name is Danielle, hashtag DAMCL at D's Enlightened Edits of DAMCLdesigns.com. And in these sessions, my guides present me with a topic to present to you. And while I am having a channel with them, we have a chat of our own. So feel free to join in the comments or share your thoughts to social media and have a conversation and a chat with me as well as others based on this topic. So today we are going to be discussing compliments, and I want to share something with you about myself. Growing up, and honestly still in my family, it was very rare for me to receive a compliment if the thing that my family was complimenting me on wasn't something that they envied or coveted. So what do I mean by that? I mean that most of the people in my family, not to call anyone out, I'm sure most of them are not aware that they do this, but I just feel this can be helpful, so I want to share with you. They compliment me, at least, and each other in order to show a sense of envy sometimes, show a sense of entitlement, or show a sense of wanting, needing, self-esteem issues, or victim mentality. So very often, if the thing that they complimented me on was something physical, they would compliment it in a way that was sort of a manipulation to try to see if I would give them the thing that they were complimenting me on or help them to get their own version of it, right? Or if it was something non-physical that they were complimenting me on, they would do so in a way where they then disrespected or downgraded themselves and said, "Oh, I wish I had that. I wish my hair was like that, for example. You're so lucky," and in a very clear way, that's their self-esteem issue, but it's also a victim mentality of that they cannot compliment without wanting or craving or needing it for themselves and wishing that what I had was theirs. And you could say, what do they get out of this? Well, what they get out of it is either they successfully manipulate me to give them the thing, or they manipulate or try to manipulate a way of being validated and fishing for their own compliment. So, for example, if they were to say, "I love your hair. Oh, I wish my hair was like that. It's so, stringy," or something. What they would try to elicit from most people and from myself would be a response of, "Oh, thank you." And you could see you don't really feel good about the thank you because it's not a genuine compliment. So they would try to elicit the response, "Oh, thank you, but your hair's fine. I like your hair. It's just different." And in which case, obviously they wouldn't receive my hair, but they would receive validation or a compliment or a boost of their own. And so you see these type of people, they compliment you where they can never really be happy for you. You never know if it's a genuine compliment and they actually like the thing or like the thing for you. You can see that it's mostly about them and their behavior and their belief systems and their self-esteem and, wanting things that they feel that they're not worthy of, or things that they feel entitled to have that they haven't worked to have, or that they don't want to or feel confident or capable enough to work to have. And obviously this causes a lot of issues. It causes toxicity within the relationship and walls and boundaries that need to be put in place to have healthy space for oneself. But what it did for me, in addition to all of that, and in addition, obviously, to a healing journey, was also to point out to me that, in a way, everyone does this with compliments to a certain extent. The people that genuinely compliment and don't add an addendum to it of wanting or envying it for themselves, even if that addendum is done energetically, those type of people are very few and far between. There are very few people who share a compliment without that extra energy behind it of at least some part of them envying or wanting the thing for themselves. So this is not to call anyone out or make anyone feel guilty for that. It is absolutely part of human nature that we learn and work through. However, it is to show you so that we can all learn to be those healthier people and compliment and receive compliments better and more genuinely, that whenever our soul is called to compliment, even if we believe it is genuine or for the most part is, we are complimenting that thing because it's like the namaste, right? Namaste means the divine in me sees and recognizes the divine in you. And so if we can learn to see compliments at their purest form as a form of the namaste and understand that about our own psychology and our own behavior, that whenever we compliment someone on something else, because we are all one on some level and a part of the one whole, that compliment that is bubbling up from within us when we are saying it is also speaking to the part of us that sees that thing and may want that thing or may want to be recognized or work towards that thing. So if we understand this about ourselves and each other, we can, first of all, better compliment people without throwing that extra toxic energy out there and being sort of less trustworthy in our compliments and how we share and honor each other. But also we can understand and honor ourselves more and work further on our own healing journey, on our manifestation journey, and all of those things, right? Because we have a key to ourselves to see, oh, if I'm appreciating someone's beauty, if I'm complimenting them, even if it's just in my own head, right? If we see a celebrity and we really admire their beauty, even if we don't compliment them out loud or in person, right? There is part of us that is seeing that and is complimenting and admiring that because we want to recognize that part of ourselves, or we want to cultivate that part of ourselves. And because we are part of the infinite, because we are part of the whole, there's absolutely nothing that someone else has, especially if it's a quality, that you can't work to achieve in your own life in your own unique way, right? So we're not all going to be the same type of beautiful, but you may really be admiring the level of confidence that someone has within their perceived beauty, or the level of comfortability that someone has within that part of their beauty. Or, for example, if it's someone who embraced their natural hair, you may really admire their ability to do that rather than the actual appearance of the hair. Okay, so what I want you to do, if you feel comfortable, is use this as an energy practice and a tool. So for the next little while, you commit a certain amount of hours or days or weeks to this process. I want you to take mental note of, first of all, how, when, and why you're complimenting people. You could take physical notes and journal as well if you're called to. But then what I want you to do is, let's neutralize a little bit of that addendum energy where sometimes envy or manipulation comes into play energetically or verbally after a compliment. So let's neutralize that, even if that's not something that you've consciously done. Let's work to neutralize that as we heal ourselves and honor the other. So the way we can do that is every time you compliment someone, I want you to internally say thank you to yourself as if someone gave you that compliment. Okay? Because I want you to know that whatever you're complimenting the other person on, you have within some part of you already. So you simply saying thank you to yourself as well for what you're complimenting them on, even if you haven't worked for or achieved that thing yet, will awaken that part of you and make it easier to find the steps to achieve or cultivate that thing or receive that thing, if that's something that your soul truly wants. But at least it opens the door and opens the pathways to suspend the disbelief about you not not having or being able to have that thing or being worthy or capable of that thing. It suspends the disbelief and thanks that part of you that will be able to achieve, receive, cultivate, or emulate that. Okay. And then you can, go steps further if you like and say, ask your higher self, I really do like that about that person. I may like that for myself. What can I do to take steps like that for me? And then follow the steps if you're called to and if you have the constitution to do so. And this doesn't have to be a process that you have to do out loud. You don't have to worry. You don't have to look weird to other people and say thank you to yourself after you compliment them. It can be a completely internalized process. But you may want to say it out loud just to validate yourself in other types of situations, like, for example, when you're texting someone or writing a comment on the internet and no one is around to hear you and you want to say thank you out loud, that may be helpful too. So really explore that, even if, like I said, you weren't on the other end of the negativity and toxicity spectrum, like the people I described in my life, which again, no call out or shade to them. It's purely an example so that we can all learn to heal and rise and honor ourselves and each other better. And I really just want you to know that whatever you compliment anyone else on, remember that you're worthy of it. You may want to add that to your thank yous after, especially if you have any type of self-esteem or imposter syndrome issues, which, who among us doesn't have some of those? Remind yourself that you're worthy, and then take it back to 0 point and say, even if you haven't received that yet, even if you haven't achieved that yet, you're worthy of it, even if. Because when we add the even if, we speak to all parts of ourselves. We speak to the part of ourselves that still doesn't believe we are worthy. And so I really hope that helps. Those of you who are called to this work and are called to higher consciousness and healing the self and all of the things and treating ourselves and others in the world better. And I want to thank you for being here, and especially thank you if you are willing to take part in this work and this experiment. And I would love to hear how it's going for you if you give it a try. So feel free to compliment. Okay, compliment came out again. Feel free to comment with your progress or your thoughts and feelings on this, or tag others, or share and send this video or audio to others to let them know that it's an experiment you're trying and that they may want to try as well because you believe in them. So again, thank you for being here. If you are called to dive even further in this or other spiritual or energy works, you can find me at D's Enlightened Edits or on my website, DAMCL, DAMCL Designs.com, where you can purchase quantum sessions and other types of sessions with me to explore more of your own energy. If you want to go even further, you can contact me to see if we're a good fit for quantum life coaching and energy healing packages. On my website, you will also find other ways to work with me, such as energy art and enlightened merch items like journals if you feel called to journal with this or other things, and energy art activations, digital downloads, lots of goodies on damseldesigns.com. If you feel called and drawn and able, those of you who would like to support my public works such as this can do so with energy exchange or appreciation donations through paypal.me/DSEnlightenedEdits. All of these things are always also linked in either the bio or the description, or whichever platform you're viewing or listening to this on. I will include links and you can find them there. And again, I appreciate you being here. Please leave some love or likes or hearts or shares, follow, subscribe, all the things, right, to stay in touch and to spread this more through the algorithms. That is really greatly appreciated. I would love this work to be out there more. And I am thankful that you are here and that you are you. I think you're doing a great job. And if you're here and listening this far, Spirit wants you to know that too. So I will see you or hear you next time with love, light, and light codes. Love, Danielle, #DAMCL at D's Enlightened Edits, damseldesigns.com. Bye for now, loves.